Alright, so found out something that really pissed me off. Okay? Found out that my sister has friends who have never seen Star Wars. What the fuck? You No, you don't not see Star Wars. Why would you not see Star Wars? Are you fucking stupid? Where have you been for the past life? Come on, man. Live a little bit. Attempting to jump the fence like I just was, and I don't even. This is like some old ass Lost Planet, okay? So before you think that I still own this game, think again. Actually, don't think again. I still own this game, but my Xbox is all fucked up, so I can't play it. On to the topic. Star Wars. Okay. See, now this just doesn't make any sense. Star Wars. If you haven't seen Star Wars, right, or even just one thing for Star Wars, which you can't watch because once you watch one, you're like, man, now I kind of want to see what happens next. You know, Star Wars is just like one of those movie trilogies. Unless, of course, you started watching the newer ones before you started watching the older ones, then it's completely understandable. But I'm gonna be completely honest. How can you go on the internet and understand half the things people are talking about, making jokes about, doing whatever, references to, when you've never seen Star Wars? Like, your life is just like a big empty joke, you know? They're jokes, it's making fun of you, like, whenever you do stuff, If somebody's like, oh, I am your father, you're all like, why is that funny? I don't get it. One of these days, like, some guy who's like a Star Wars nerd is gonna slap you across the face. All right? Because you can't not see Star Wars. Star Wars. I mean, you don't even need to completely get Star Wars. I don't even completely get Star Wars, and I've seen all of the movies like 3 times. All right? Like, I still don't completely understand everything that's going on because I probably was staring at a wall for a good portion of most of these movies. But, like, seriously, man, like 80% of all references are made to Star Wars. Like 20% goes to every other thing in the media. Like Family Guy. Family Guy gets a lot of references. Although Family Guy, the show, is like a giant reference. I don't know. They make references to everything. So, fuck that. Family Guy is just nothing. Family Guy would be nothing without the internet. You know it. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, it's like, what are kids doing now? Listening to Lady Gaga and watching Justin Bieber flip his hair? That's like, is that like what's fun now? Am I out of the times? Because, I got pissed off when I found out that somebody hadn't seen the show The Twilight Zone. Didn't know what the show The Twilight Zone was. I was like, man, you suck. I was like, bro, you've never seen The Twilight Zone? It's such a great show. Man, Twilight Zone was like the best, I wish I could find it when it was on, because like, whenever that show was on, I always used to watch it. There were so many episodes, and they'd make it so intense without even having any music, and it was like, damn. Just cinematography. Anyways, yeah, but, like, for me, when you're born, like, the first 2 things you should know are, 1, Star Wars, 2, Pokemon. Okay? Those are, like, the 2 things that are, like, essential to your life as a kid into adulthood. Okay? How are you supposed to live with yourself? Like Pokemon is also really highly referenced and stuff, I mean, and it's really vague, like, you don't always know exactly, what they're talking about, because Pokemon's constantly changing. There's all this random stuff that goes into Pokemon. But, if you make a joke about an egg, that's technically a Pokemon reference, There's baby Pokemon. Freaking Togepi, come on. Man, and it's like, if you don't know what Pokemon is these days as like a kid, then it's like, you might as well kill yourself. You might as well kill yourself. Go find something to not live with, Just find a way to just die, because, just damn. And even if it doesn't interest you, you still gotta see Star Wars. You know, like come on, man, this is Star Wars. You know, there's so much stuff that's included with Star Wars in this world. You know, that it's like if you haven't seen Star Wars, then you know that's just it's ridiculous. You know, my sister has like 10 friends who are like, no, I've never seen Star Wars. Is it any good? And it's like, is it any good? Fuck. You know, like, come on, man. If there's so much shit about it, you know, why would it not be a good movie? You know what I mean? Like, these kids, they're freaking being brainwashed by Disney Channel and the government. It's clearly the government's fault. They want us to bomb the Russians. That's what they want us to do. It's what they're brainwashing us to do with the Disney Channel. But that's another rant we already have ready for you. You know, man, it's just this is just downright stupid. And you know, if you don't know Star Wars, I'm not gonna explain the whole Star Wars thing to you. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not gonna do that, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know? These kids, they haven't seen Star Wars. That's just friggin' stupid. You know, like, and to you guys, what's important is, like, you know, if you know Lady Gaga or Justin Bieber. And that to us is like, well, of course we know them. They're so freaking annoying. How can you avoid them? You know? Like, back then, Star Wars was freaking cool. You know, when I was, like, 6, and I saw, like, the world blow up in Star Wars, I was like, wait, is that Earth? And my dad's like, no, it's a planet that looks like Earth to freak you out. And I was like, whoa, that's cool stuff. You know? Like, the movies, when I was a little kid, didn't make too much sense to me because I wasn't really paying attention to them. And they still don't make a huge amount of sense to me. I mean, like, the storyline does, but, like, extra stuff. Like why the hell are they always in the Congress room, like, talking about shit? You know? Who has time to go to a new planet every day? Clearly Star Wars people. You know, this is just downright stupid. You guys gotta start thinking, okay? Stop listening to Lady Gaga. You know? And freaking, like, even like Katy Perry, not good stuff, okay? You gotta be listening to, like, quality music. Because it's like, it's just not good. You know, it's taken away from your Star Wars time. You gotta watch Star Wars. That's what you gotta do. Okay? We got him whistling. I don't know if you could even hear it, but he was whistling. See? Now that's even better music than the stuff that they're putting out there, which is stopping you from watching Star Wars. I'm stopping you from watching Star Wars right now. Why are you watching this video? Pause the video.
Why are you watching?
Pause the video. Watch it later. We'll do something. You'll watch Star Wars and you'll come back and you'll be like, hey, this kid was right. I'll be like, yeah, I am right. I'll be sitting next to you on that couch. I'll be all like, man, you fucking watch this. I'll make the popcorn. I'll do everything for you. You just gotta watch Star Wars, you know? And if you haven't seen all the Pokemon movies, you should die too. You just shouldn't live. Just go home, you know? I mean, if you're like a kid and you haven't like watched Pokemon on like TV, especially the old Pokemon, the new Pokemon, yeah, okay, cool. If you watch that, that's just great. But like the old Pokemon, like the first 3 regions were like the shit, okay? Tracy came and I still liked that show. Come on, you guys. This is just BS. I don't know what you guys are doing with your time. You're freaking trying on training bras. That's all you're doing. Like back in the like the 90s, it didn't seem like people were actually doing like the shit we're doing, you know? You guys are like freaking just, you're not watching Star Wars. Back in the 90s, they probably watched Star Wars all the time. Star Wars was life in the 90s. Why wouldn't it be? You know what I mean? Like give me one good reason why 90s life wouldn't be all about Star Wars. Like, do you know how much Star Wars merchandise came out in the 90s? Well, neither do I, but it's probably a lot. If you can give me an exact number, I'll give you a high five. I will, I'll do it. I'll send you a letter with an imprint of my palm, and then you can slap it whenever you feel like it. That'd actually be like a somewhat cool gift to have. But yeah, I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. Like, if you haven't seen Star Wars, you better go watch it right now. If you don't know what Pokemon is, you better go find out what Pokemon is. Because I mean, it's like, yeah, it's ridiculous. It all trails back. Government, those guys, they're forcing you to listen to Lady Gaga and Justin Bieber and all these other people, and then they're brainwashing you because they want you to bomb Russia. Now, we don't want to bomb Russia. That would be bad. There are a lot of cool Russian people out there. We don't want to bomb them. So stop listening to that crap. If you listen to it sideways, backwards, and upside down, you can actually hear them clearly say, bomb Russia. So start watching Star Wars, because that sends good messages like, kill your father. Yeah. Messages like that.